This midday, President Donald Trump is preparing to speak to the nation tonight by delivering his State of the Union address. CNN's Kristen Holmes is live in the nation's capital with a preview of what the president is expected to cover tonight in his address. Kristen?
Well, Greg, so we're told the president is still working on his speech. Actually, Kellyanne Conway just told reporters that he's going through it, tweaking it with that now famous Sharpie, making sure it sounds like him. But one White House aide says to expect about 50% of the speech to focus on foreign policy. They also say that there's going to be a big focus on how Democrats and Republicans can come together.
In a politically divided capital to a deeply polarized nation, President Trump is set to deliver his second State of the Union.
He is thinking up to the last minute with Sharpie in hand. These are his words, his priorities, and the vision that he wants to express to the nation.
The president also will address the high cost of prescription drugs, infrastructure, and national security. The theme, choosing greatness.
He's going to lay out the case, one of things that we've already accomplished, some of which we've done in a bipartisan fashion, and also looking forward. If we are willing to work together, if we are willing to choose greatness, here's what we can accomplish.
But with less than 2 weeks until the government is scheduled to shut down again, President Trump is also teasing some potentially not so bipartisan remarks, like sticking with his demand for border wall funding and possibly declaring a state of emergency to get the wall built.
I don't want to say, but you'll hear the State of the Union, and then you'll see what happens right after the State of the Union, okay?
The president's speech was originally scheduled for January 29th, but was canceled by Democratic House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who cited the ongoing shutdown.
And Greg, that tension between Speaker Pelosi and the president might cause some potentially awkward situations later today. Speaker Pelosi is going to be seated right behind President Trump as he delivers his State of the Union. So no doubt many eyes will be on her to see how she's reacting to what the president is saying. Greg?
Well, Kristen, WRBL News 3 covers Alabama and Georgia, as you know, and tonight there are connections to both states with this year's State of the Union.
Absolutely. So there's a couple big connections. One I want to point out is that Democratic response. This is the formal response. It will be given by Stacey Abrams, of course, who hails from Georgia. She is a rising star in the Democratic Party. But in addition to that, she is the first African-American woman to deliver the Democratic address. So that is a big deal there. The other one I want to point out is Tiffany Carter. She, of course, is the widow of Wytasha Carter, the Birmingham police sergeant who was killed in the line of duty last month. She will be attending. She is the guest of Congresswoman Terry Sewell. So both of those guests there, it'll be a big presence here from Georgia and Alabama.
All right. Kristen, thank you so much for that live report from Washington.